The last EU Council in December was a pivotal one. The war in Ukraine, the enlargement of the EU, the revision of the EU's multilateral financial framework, MFF, and conflict in the Middle East were all on the agenda. These issues sparked a variety of opinions among EU leaders, and why wouldn't they? The meeting aimed to reach a consensus on enlargement, specifically the potential intention of the EU accession negotiations with Ukraine and Moldova, and the granting of candidate status to Georgia. Ironically, Georgia Minister Taoiseach, supports Georgians' accession to Europe, and yet thousands of undocumented Georgians come in here, mostly males, every year, and that's an issue because this has a knock-on effect for all of us. The EU enlargement previously off the agenda, since Croatia joined in 2013, is now back in the spotlight. 9 candidates are currently in that status. So there's lots of issues and there's lots of cohesion needed. And just to say first, in relation to Gaza, what's going on there is atrocious. And it's more and truer in Rud Shin that the European community, the European states, can't have a cohesive call for a ceasefire, unanimous call for a ceasefire. It's appalling what from Hamas and doubly appalling from what Israel are doing. And it's a pity that that weakness is there, and we're shown that weakness. And we must, if the EU as a project is to stick together and have any respect in the world stage, we surely should be able to unite on something like that, and it's a pity that he can't. I just mentioned our situation in here, and as the previous deputy stated, with work permits and visas, it's so hard to get these work permits and visas, and such a delay. And companies and business must put up money first, and there's a huge delay, and we want that. And we have migration in this country for decades, and it has benefited our economy greatly also. But in the situation that we find ourselves in now is extremely difficult. And the single narrative, and I saw Deputy Harkin here today, being literally belittled by the Taoiseach, we must have all voices heard. We can't have this single narrative and can't call anybody that has issues. And she said herself how she stood up at a public meeting and defended the system and condemned people who were on far right. But describing everyone with a contrary opinion or voice as far right, that's not cutting the mustard. And it's disingenuous, and it's not fair, and it's not right. And if I could say, in relation to Ross Gray, it's shocking what happened there. They're very welcoming people in Ross Gray. All over the years, they have accepted many foreign nationals, and they're working in the workforce there. And one of them spoke at a rally this Saturday week. He's there 20 years, a Polish gentleman, and his family settled there. So there is integration, and they are respectful people. And the whole media tarnishing them as far rights and as extremists is shocking, and it's disgraceful, and it's untrue and unfair. And no consultation. We'll hear every time there's an incident, we'll have better consultation. This is going on since Michael Ring, your colleague in Cabinet, stood there on your benches in 2019 and looked for consultation and a public debate and discourse. He didn't get it. So what happened in Australia to take the only functioning hotel out of the town with people, that's the only place they have to use for social cohesion, social events. So also there was a staff working there, literally just overnight told they couldn't work. So we need to do this better. And we need to listen to people. And Minister Graham needs to go down to Ross Gray and sit down with a subcommittee of those group of people who are still at the hotel. They didn't stop anyone going in there. I wouldn't stop anyone going in there. And there was absolutely no attempt by the Garda Síochána to negotiate, to ask for a mediator. It was disgraceful. There were many people who could have. I would have travelled and did it. I've often been involved in protests where there's always a mediator and there's always negotiations. It was heavy-handed and extremely mishandled by the Garda Síochána. Those men and women, grannies and grandparents, and people working. Another minister say here, how are they out there when they should be working? They are working. Some have taken holidays. Some have taken leave. Some they come off shifts and come there in the rota. And they are genuine people. Not racist, not bigoted, not in any way discriminatory, but they want that town to be recognised that enough is enough. And we have 600 already. They have 85% of the IPAS applicant people in Tipperary. 85% of them they have in one town in Ross Gray. So fair play is fine play with me. But the people of Ross Gray need fair play. They need respect. And offers in another hotel that's not even for sale, tá sé down to dóigh bliain, and that they might open this up and the government might buy it, and they might do it up. So this is patent nonsense, and it's reactionary, and it's not helpful to the situation. There's good people in Tipperary, better people, best people in Roscrea. They want to integrate, but they want to be respected and negotiated, not bulldozed.